friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do a mid-month review of our budget and what's going on with our spending, as well as stuff our cash envelopes with our SavvyCents wallet. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright guys, so I'm going to start off with our kind of overview of our spending so far this month. Today is actually Valentine's Day, so however, my husband got paid today, so I went ahead and decided to just get all of this done. So, as far as our spending, things are getting a little bit out of control. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I wrote in a lot of, any like extra payments and extra transactions that we've had this month that aren't necessarily, that weren't used in cash. So anything that we used our debit card for, I've written out in pink, and you guys, there are a bunch. I mean, there are like 2 on this day, there's 2 on this day, there's 2 on this day. Like, it's so bad. They're everywhere. And there's one even today. Oh, oops, I put it on the wrong day, but there's one today also. So things are not going super well. However, some of the things are just kind of unavoidable. Some of these things are gas, so those are fine. Those are a part of our budget, and they have a specific category. But others we've been using our sinking funds for, and we probably should not be. This one here is actually a charity that we give to, so that one's fine. And then my husband's haircut is budgeted in also. But as a whole, we are just spending like a little bit too much. I've noticed we've gone to McDonald's a couple times, so we spent, gosh, $30 there. We have gotten a couple of Redbox movies, which we usually just allocate as part of our date fund. So that's not so bad, but also like we went out with some friends and we used our date money, but then we ended up getting dessert, and we kind of got a lot of dessert like at a different place, and so we spent too much there. One thing I did do actually, which was a part of my monthly to-dos from our budgeting video, was our tax return, and we actually decided to pay up front for our taxes. We use TurboTax. And it's really simple to do, but it does cost us a little bit just because of some different things that we have going on with our tax returns. And so it's $120 or $125 this time for us to process that return. And usually we just have them take it out of our return, but I knew that we had this money in our account, so we'd be fine to use that, and we'll just replenish it when we get our tax return. So it would have been fine either way, but I just decided to do it this way instead. So on a good note, I have completed everything from my little to-do list, which the 3 items were do the tax return, pay registration on my car, and then a Valentine's Day date, which we haven't done our date yet, but that will be this evening, but we've gotten everything for it already. I did pay my registration for my car. My husband's is due in April, but I did pay that today. And yeah, and we did our taxes. So we should be getting our return in about the next week or so, I think, which will be great. So February will not be a total fail, but we have had some missteps. So I'm just going to really focus on making sure that we are eating well, that I'm preparing for these days. And these payments actually hit our account on the day after we went to McDonald's. So I noticed a pattern for us is that we will typically go out and like grab something to eat on a Wednesday evening after our youth service, or on a Sunday after church. And this is typically like I was working this Sunday, and my husband had a bunch of things going on, poor guy. So he asked me about it, and kind of what he should eat, and he was just gonna have, I think, some leftovers, but they were kind of questionable. So I told him to just grab something and just make it easy, and that way he wouldn't have to worry about it. So definitely not the best, but at least we can see really, really plainly and visibly like where our issues are here. This transaction up here was from Sally's Beauty, which I do my nails myself, which I shared with you guys, and I just restocked on a couple of polishes. And I did have a great sale going on, so I spent $30 there. Which I just kind of pulled from our personal items fund for that. And yeah, and I didn't take out any personal money this time, which you will see. Okay, so anyway, that's how we're doing for the month so far. Not the greatest, but definitely not, not completely awful, but we do have some things to work on. So I'm looking forward to the next half of the month, or the second half of the month, not having these little pink guys like everywhere. Obviously our gas and things like that are fine, but all these extra trips and we'll be avoiding fast food. So let's go ahead and get started with our envelopes for this half of the month, and also to see, where we are. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright guys, so as always I have my SavvyCents wallet here, and I've written out what we are using for our cash envelopes this time. I didn't pull for very many of them. Two reasons. I mean, some things I have to kind of pull back from that have happened earlier in the month, like the personal spending on personal items. I'm just accounting both of these, both of the allotments for personal items for my nails, because that was kind of terrible. And yeah, the other things I didn't pull as much. So I didn't pull any money for our dates because, for one thing, we're having a date tonight, and then also my parents gave us a gift card to go on a date. So if we want to go on a date anytime the rest of the month, we can use the gift card and go to the restaurant that they got us the gift card to. And then I didn't pull anything for Kiki either. I think we're going to take her to the groomer in in March. So nothing for her for this time. So let's go ahead and talk about the categories that I did pull money for. I'm going to move this little guy out of the way. Alright guys, so the first category that we are allocating for is, of course, groceries. So we're going to do 120 for groceries, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and 20. And in our grocery category, we have nothing left right now. Go figure. So we'll put that there. The next item, or the next category what we're adding money for is our household. And we have, $1 left over in household items, so we'll do $20 for that guy. And the last one will be pizza, and that just goes in our last category here, and we're going to do $20 as always for pizza. The second half of this month, we have an event going, not this weekend, but the following weekend. So we won't be really at home at all that weekend. And I think our expenses can pretty much be paid out because of the event that we're going to. So I don't really think that we'll have many expenses or many reasons or issues to be shopping for over the next couple of weeks. So really short and sweet cash envelope stuffing portion of the video, but I hope this has been helpful, you guys. And, my goal is to really be transparent with you guys and to be honest and open about like what we have going on as far as, what we're pulling and the mistakes we're making and where we can improve on our budget. And hopefully this is an encouragement for you as well that, things don't have to go perfectly. Things won't go perfectly. This is a continuous learning process and continuous journey that you're on. So I just encourage you to, if you're making mistakes, to correct them and to really just document where you're spending your money and to see how, what your money is being spent on and how you're using it and what areas you can improve on. So that is it for today's video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've had an amazing Valentine's Day, and I hope to see you soon. If you've enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and tell me that you've liked it for more videos just like this. And don't forget to subscribe so that you can catch me in the next one. I'll see you guys very soon. Have a great day.